Hello, I'm Mr. Steinauer, and this is 3rd and 4th grade science. Today, we'll start talking about simple machines. A simple machine is a device that changes the amount of a force or the direction of a force. We'll start by exploring different simple machines around us, and then I'll encourage you to find some simple machines around where you are. All you'll need for today's lesson is a notebook and something to write with. That way you'll be able to keep track of your own thoughts and you'll be able to write anything down that you might want to remember. Today is an introduction into simple machines. We're going to spend the next couple weeks talking about them in detail. We just really want to get in our head today what a simple machine is and what it does. Again, the definition of a simple machine is a device that changes the amount of a force or the direction of a force. Simple machines help us move from the first floor of the school building to the second floor of the school building. They help us get what we need without having to use a lot of force. And they help us do work throughout our day. Hopefully by the end of our lesson today, you'll have a deeper understanding and appreciation for simple machines and what they do to help us. I'm here at my home school, Whittier Elementary. So let's go outside to the playground, the Whittier playground, and see what we can find out there. So here I am outside of Whittier Elementary. I'm at our playground right now. And why am I here? Well, I'm here because it's full of simple machines. A simple machine is a device that changes the amount of force or the direction of a force. So here right by me, there's a slide, there's a ramp, and there's some stairs there as well. All three of these are a simple machine called an inclined plane. We'll talk more about inclined planes later, but I point them out because they're a great way to see how simple machines can change the direction of a force. Now imagine going up to a cliff and then trying to climb that cliff by yourself. That's going to require a lot more force than if there are some stairs there, or a ramp, or even a slide that we could go down. Even climbing up a slide, while it's a bit difficult, is a lot more fun and a lot easier than climbing something straight up vertically. Here in another part of our playground, we've also got a slide that spins as it goes down. That is a screw. A screw uses a rotational force to also move something down or up. If we think about using a hammer or even just using our hands to put a thumbtack into a wall, that requires a lot more force than if we used a screw. A screwdriver, all we have to do to use that tool is turn our wrist, just like that. It's very easy. We just might have to do it a few more times than if we really pressed and used a lot more force to press something into a wall. The screwdriver uses that rotational force of a screw to much more easily push a screw into the wall. This is another really fun, really great piece of playground equipment. As I push down on this platform, standing or sitting on it, this pivot here then allows the machine to push back on me. This is a simple machine called a lever. Think of a seesaw or a catapult. There's a pivot or a fulcrum around which the lever moves. So as I push down on one side, the other side goes up. Here it's a little more modified. As I push down on here, thanks to the pivot or the fulcrum, it then pushes me back up and allows me to bounce and have a lot of fun while I'm on it. Before you go out on your own and find some simple machines, I'll do that where I am. I'm currently in my classroom. And in my classroom and in a lot of classrooms, probably your own classroom in your main school with your classroom teacher, you'll find some of these objects. They're pretty common in a classroom. The first one is a simple machine. As I push down on it, it pushes back up. That's a lever. This here is the pivot or fulcrum around which it all bends. Now, a staple remover rather, will also pull a staple out. It does that by being a wedge. With these teeth, it goes to the wall, and then as you press down, the teeth go underneath the staple. So by pushing down, they actually separate the staple from the wall. So a wedge, when we push down with a wedge, we're actually splitting two things. So just like with a lever, we push down and it pushes our force back up. A wedge, when we push down, it uses our force to split things. Scissors are another simple machine that we use all the time. Now, just like the staple remover, scissors are actually two simple machines. As I pull out on one part of the scissors and push down, it moves the tip of my scissors. The blades of my scissors move in the opposite direction of my force. That's another lever. We've also got that fulcrum. We'll talk more about levers later, but so far we've seen a lot of them. So the fulcrum, or the pivot, is the point around which a lever changes the force. And these blades, any good scissor blades, are going to be wedges. As you cut up and down, the scissors split paper or whatever it is you're cutting. So scissors and also staple removers are two simple machines I could find in my space that do two different things. So when I push down, it pushes back up. And when I cut, the scissors split something in two different directions. I understand that at home you might not have a stapler. And if you don't have a stapler, then you probably don't have a staple remover. And you may not have scissors either. You've got plenty of simple machines at home. I know that to be true because simple machines are everywhere. They're even at our door. This is a door handle, but it's also a wheel and axle. As I turn this door handle, inside the door is something called an axle. I turn the door handle and it turns the whole axle so that the door opens. This also works as a wheel. Wheels on a car, wheels on a bike. As we turn a wheel, we're actually turning the axle which connects the wheels. So by turning the door, I'm now able to exit the room or come back in it. All this talk about simple machines is making me thirsty. I'm gonna reach for my water bottle, but I can't escape simple machines. Even a water bottle has a simple machine in it. Where do you see a device that changes the direction of a force or the amount of a force? It's right here at the top of my water bottle, the cap of my water bottle. You may have a water bottle at home, maybe it looks similar or different than mine, but chances are it has a simple machine up at the top. As I twist this water bottle, the water bottle top goes up. As I twist the cap closed, the water bottle cap goes down. So by spinning or rotating, I can go up or down. This is a simple machine called a screw. Where's a place that you have a screw top in your home? See, now you're already thinking about where you can find some simple machines. Oh, I said I was going to take a drink. Well, got a little more than a drink on that. Now, where is somewhere you can go where you push down on something and it pushes back up? What's something you can use that cuts down or goes down and splits something in two parts? How about something that goes forward and down or forward and up? You go forward and the device changes your direction as well. How about something you can turn and it actually turns a whole set of things? Now, the things that are popping in your mind are simple machines. And now it's your turn. At home or in your workplace, identify two simple machines based on them changing the amount of a force, how much force you put on it. Maybe you put a little and it actually uses a lot. Or does it change the direction of a force? Like my water bottle. As I turn, the water cap is actually going up. And as I turn the other way, the water cap goes down. Find 2 things at home that are simple machines and share them with a loved one. Say to them, this is a simple machine. A simple machine is a device that changes the direction or the amount of a force. And here's what this simple machine does. Now, after you've shared your simple machines with a loved one, be thinking through and try to predict what other simple machines you have at home based on what they do to the forces you use on them. Here next week, we're going to do a deep dive and really explore 3 different simple machines. And then the week after that, we're going to do the same thing with another 3 simple machines. And then we will have talked about all 6 kinds of simple machines. As always, my friends, it has been my pleasure having you in class today. I'm Mr. Steinauer, and I'll see you next week.